It's day 2 at the World of Learning, and I'm with Nigel Harrison, a chartered business psychologist. Nigel's just run a session on constructing a compelling business case for L&D activities. It's a very well received session, and something that came from it was the fact that it was as if Nigel had shown everyone the light. We're talking about aligning L&D strategy with business strategy. I mean, these are the kinds of things we've heard at conferences for many years. Nigel, why are people still acting as if you've just given them something they've never heard before? I mean, this is nothing new, so why is L&D still stuck?
Good question. I think it's because you have to think outside the box, and this box of L&D being a useful supplier has a lot of payoffs for everybody in the organisation to maintain it. One, people who like to deliver L&D get satisfaction. The clients find it useful because they don't get challenged and they get instant solutions. But what you're actually doing is working on a very superficial level. We're not going beneath the surface, and there's a reason for that, because it's uncomfortable to actually open up about your real performance issues, your real business issues. So it takes a lot of skill, courage from L&D people to get out of their L&D box and start to talk business about business things. It takes a lot of discomfort for the L&D people to open up and start to admit that L&D people can talk to them about that. And this is the barrier we come across all the time. It takes quite a lot of support, training, knowledge, skills to make this change. And I think the majority of L&D people never make that transition because of the discomfort. There's an enormous payoff in the organisation for keeping things as they are and not really linking L&D to the business issues.
However, we are going through quite significant economic downturn, and the way we do business is changing for lots of businesses. So this appears to be a time when we kind of need to get with the programme.
It's a great opportunity. My best clients, where they have the biggest effectiveness of improving the effectiveness of L&D, are the ones who've been under pressure and struggling to justify what they're doing. They then are forced to go to the clients and link what they do to the business value. So it's, again, you need enough pressure and energy to create the change, because the current state is too comfortable. And I think it's a marvellous opportunity, and you can then say to your clients who say we need a leadership training or we need sales training, hang on a minute, in the current business climate we really need to justify whether that's going to deliver what you want. Can I ask you questions about what you really want? And so you get permission to start to talk to people about real things, rather than this superficial world which a lot of businesses exist in, where you say, oh, we need more sales training, and then you supply more sales training. That's totally superficial. You're not getting beneath what the real issues are, because there's sort of an unwritten rule that we don't talk about those things. And this sort of collusion has been going on for years and years, but maybe the energy's shifting.
And you mapped out some fairly simple steps to start thinking about how L&D departments can pull themselves away from the box that they've been in. Could you just briefly outline some of that?
One of the most radical things is not to have any L&D or HR projects sponsored by L&D, to make each project you do aligned to some business sponsor, and then get that business sponsor to define what the value they see from the L&D contribution to the business problem. So it's simply putting every project in a list, saying this is the business sponsor, this is the business need, this is the value we're going to add, and this is therefore the bit of L&D investment that is going towards contributing towards that. Forgetting about return on investment, all the detailed stuff, just aligning everything to a business sponsor and a business need, and then seeing if there's anything left. It's quite right. If there's anything at the bottom that hasn't got a business sponsor, stop doing it.
Now that sounds fairly straightforward. Are you hopeful that lots of the people that have attended today will be starting to adopt some of this?
Everybody seems very keen. When they go back to their organisations, they will face organisations that are into strong solutioneering, quick fix culture, and they'll find it very hard, including opposition from their own L&D teams.
So it's going to be difficult, but it's something that really needs to be done by the sounds of it.
I think here today people intellectually have said, yeah, that's logical, it makes sense. Then the practicalities of doing it need a lot of skill, confidence, in my experience, And I must apologise to the people I've trained over the last 10 years, because I've only begun to realise now the enormous power and seductiveness of solutioneering and quick fixes that they as individuals go out and have to try and counter. And I think they need a really strategic approach, the whole team working the same way. Internal partners need a lot of resilience and support for them to bring about this change, because it is a major conflict with the way organisations normally work. You're challenging something which is comfortable, it's been there for years, so you're going to get pushback, projected anger, and internal L&D people, if you're going to change their way they work, need to do it in a clever, supportive, resilient way.
Great. Nigel Harrison, thanks very much.
Pleasure.